Welcome to the Echo Oscar Delta podcast, where we talk to Navy EOD techs and hear the stories that they want to share. All ideas, thoughts, and statements are those of the guest and the host of Echo Oscar Delta, and not of Navy EOD or Navy as a whole. Today on the podcast, it's just me. I'm going to talk about something that I've been thinking about doing for quite a long time, actually, since just after September. So in September, I got the opportunity to go to an event put on by EOD Warrior Foundation and Songwriting with Soldiers. And at that event, there's 8 of us that went. We were all members who had spoken at Breaking the Stigma panels for the EOD Warrior Foundation. And we were able to get there together and spend some time writing songs, basically. Seeing what that process is like, doing some other things, but it was centered around writing songs. And it was an interesting experience. Sorry. I'm kind of nervous. Normally I'm talking with somebody and it's an easy flow conversation. I don't have a script. I still don't like doing scripts, so I don't have one in front of me. So I don't know, kind of bear with me a bit. I got to try and figure out what I'm going to say and what I want to say. But I guess really what I want to talk about is that process and what it was like. It was pretty cool showing up and being with professional songwriters who took time out of their day to volunteer with Songwriting with Soldiers and show up. And we did, the first thing we did, we got together and we did a quick, took about 30 minutes to an hour, and made a song with the 8 of us. So it was super quick. It was a cool experience. We made kind of a silly song, a fun song that we all kind of can relate to as EOD techs from different branches. And then the next day, so that was the first night, kind of met each other. The next day we broke up into single groups. So it's just myself and a songwriter. My songwriter was Mark Nesler. You should definitely look him up. He is a just fantastic guy, fantastic songwriter. And I was able to go in and sit down and it's kind of funny. I've told this a little bit before. I've mentioned it this way. Sitting down with a songwriter, it was kind of like sitting down with a therapist. You come in, you mention a whole bunch of things. You kind of put a bunch on the table, may have an idea of where you wanted to go, which I did. About a month and a half before, I knew that I wanted to write a song for my family to help tell them what I've been working on and how I've been trying to shift my mentality. And why I say the songwriter's kind of like a therapist is, I don't have the right words. My wife will tell you that 100 times over. Most of the time I just try not to talk because I don't know the right words to say. But it's cool because you can, you figure out, you say something, and Mark was like, all right, I like that. I like that. Is there a different way we can say that? It's got to line up a little bit with the, with the rhyme or with the way we've said something before. And then there's a few things that I said that, it's a very coarse way to say it. And I definitely didn't want my wife to hear that version. And so I was able to sit there with Mark and kind of go back and forth, trying to figure out different ways to say what I'm trying to say. And in the end, we were able to get there, which was really cool. There's, music means a lot to a lot of different people. People like different kinds of music. But one of the things about music that people like is that it tells a story. It hits a feeling. It gets, there's so many songs that, I'd put back in the day. Some people, young guys, girls may not know this, but we used to have CDs, and even before that, tapes. And we would take those songs that we wanted to share with somebody and say, hey, this is how I feel. I can't say it in my words, but hey, this songwriter, the singer, they put it together, and they were able to get something out. And that's what this was. I had a thing that I wanted to say to my wife and to my kids, and I didn't know how to say it. And if I don't know how to say it, I generally try not to say anything because I'll screw it up. And we got there. It's probably just easiest to let y'all listen to the song. So I'm just gonna play the song, and then I'll maybe talk a little bit more about it after. But I want to share the song that I wrote with Mark Nesler for my family.
Well, my morning ride was with Jerron, and he came in, he sat down, and immediately started talking about his family. And I was so impressed with that. And, he basically told me that, trying to do his job and everything all these years, his family sacrificed a lot while he was out there sacrificing for our country. And I know that happens a lot, from time to time. But really, this song is a testament to how much he loves his family, and he's making that transition right now. And he's doing a mighty fine job of it, too. Mm-hmm. It's called Where My Heart Is Now. Can't say how much my family means to me, but for years they were just a distant second to my job. Headed for a target, there was no better high. But sitting here tonight, all alone on this fob, my thoughts keep shifting to my wife. She's all I ever wanted in this life. That's where my heart is now. The love she gives is like heaven coming down. My life is so much better having her around. That's where my heart is now. When I think about my boys, so many things I missed, like teaching them to swim, swing a bat, and ride a bike. My mission now is the one that matters most, showing them the strength they'll need to get through this life. That's where my heart is now. The hugs they give are like heaven coming down. My life is so much better having them around. That's where my heart is now. My mind is clear, I've sorted it all out. The five of us together is what it's all about. That's where my heart is now. The love they give is bringing me around. Our lives are so much better with all of us around. That's where my heart is now. That's where my heart is now.
That's such a cool song, brother.
Cheers.
Well, you saw it there. I cried a little. It's all right. I can admit it. I left that in there on purpose. Make fun of myself a little bit. But I'm only going to share my song. It's not right, not proper to share somebody else's song. We might try and get a bunch of us together and share more songs than that. But one of the most amazing experiences as part of this event was, obviously getting to put words to my feelings so that I can share it. But everybody did that, and everybody had different things that they wanted to bring up. Some things were about forgiveness. Some were about like what we're doing now. It's hearing some of the songs that other guys were able to write. Their songs put tears in my eyes because you could feel that emotion that was coming through, and you could see there's like a sense of relief when you're able to get it out. So I mentioned earlier that the songwriters are like therapists, but the songs are therapy. And when you're able to work with somebody to get the right words and put it out there, what you actually want, how you want to say what you feel, there's like a relief that comes to it. And then getting to know some of the guys that I was with in just, 2.5 days, man, you learn a lot. You learn a lot when everybody was willing to just completely open, share all of their feelings, not be worried about, is somebody else gonna think one thing or another. There was none of that there, and it was just an amazing experience. One of the last things we did was we did a cumulative song where we took a little bit more time and kind of put together, worked out why are we all here and what's special about that. I am going to share that one. Everybody blessed off on that. So I'll share that one now, and then I might talk a little bit more about it in just a few minutes.
Well, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here at the right time, the right group of guys, taking a breath, taking a knee to look at my life. I'm here at the right place, I'm doing the right things. It ain't easy doing the work, but I'm finding some grace. I've been given a gift, a paradigm shift. I'm looking at this world through a new lens called forgiveness. I've been given a gift, a way to survive. Talking about old days, finding new ways to give back.
bury you. That isn't right, that's not the truth. We'll be here to carry you.
I've been given gratitude to help with my attitude. Now that I know where to go to get what'll get me through.
I've been given a gift, a paradigm shift. I'm looking at this world through a new lens called forgiveness. I've been given a gift, a way to survive. Talking about old days, finding new ways to give back for the rest of my life. I've been given a gift. When things get dark, you're in doubt, it's okay to reach out, just reach out. I've been given a gift, a paradigm shift. I'm looking at this world through a new lens called forgiveness. I've been given a gift, a way to survive. Talking about old days, finding new ways to give back for the rest of my life. I've been given a gift. I've been given a
I think it's pretty obvious what that song was about. But I'll explain it in case you're not sure. The idea behind that song, the premise behind that song is that all of us there and a lot of you watching, right? We've all been through struggles. Everybody has their own. They're from the outside looking in, some may be harder than others. But that's not the point. The point is everybody has their individual struggles. And no matter what those struggles are, the fact that you're here right now, wherever you are, there's a reason. You may not know that reason. I don't know the reason necessarily why I'm here right now. All I know is that I'm still here. And while I'm here, that's a gift. That's a gift, and I need to figure out how to use that gift. It may be, you may know what your gift is, how you can help. You may not, but I think when we all sat there together and we all talked about it, some of the guys there have been through a lot, been through hell when it comes to war and to other things. I've got lots of friends who have been, hurt doing this EOD job, doing other jobs that going overseas, and it's a struggle to. It can be a struggle for them. It can be a struggle for their families. It can be a struggle for friends. But the point is that we're all here for a reason. And if nothing else, that reason can be as someone to talk to. If you're going through something, pick up the phone, shoot me a text. I can be here, if nothing else, for that. And you also can be there for someone else. And, man, I just want to say thank you to the EOD Warrior Foundation for the Breaking the Stigma panels. That's the initial thing that kind of got us all together, and highlighting mental health and how we need to pay attention to that and help each other. And then for the soldiers with songwriting with soldiers, I was excited to go to this when I found out that was going to be invited to it, but I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know. I mean, I'd never written a song before, not anything worthwhile, and it was an amazing experience sitting down with people that know what they're doing, professionals. It's just an amazing experience. If you have the opportunity to go, you can look it up. If you just search Google Songwriting with Soldiers, you can put in a request to go to one of the events, and I say absolutely do it. You will 100% get a ton out of it. It's just an amazing experience. I don't have a whole lot else that I wanted to share for this podcast. Sorry if it's kind of a weird single person podcast, but I've been wanting to put that out. I for some reason, I'm sitting here in my trailer by myself, and I just got the feeling that I wanted to watch the whole performance, and so I watched it, and I finally just, I've been, like I said, trying to, get up the courage or something to put this out for months, and what time is it? It's only 9, so it's not too late. 9 at night tonight. I was like, all right, I'll just set everything up and do it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully enjoy the songs. And like I said, if you ever get an opportunity to do one of the events, absolutely take it. Go in there with an open heart, open mind, be willing to share, and I guarantee you will get a ton of value out of it. So appreciate you listening. Thank you for listening to the Echo Oscar Delta podcast, where we talk to Navy EOD techs and hear the stories that they want to share.